Good day everyone. By the way, I'm Jhon, Bryan, and Rayco, and for today, we're going to talk all about developmental dimension of learning. So we have here a lesson objective. Our first lesson objective is knowing the 5 developmental dimension of learning, which is confidence and independence, our skills and strategies, our knowledge and understanding, the use of our prior and emerging experience, and how do we reflect for everything as learners or our reflection. These 5 developmental dimensions of learning will be discussed furthermore by one of my colleagues, so pay attention. Then next, to know how the environment, social, and cultural aspect affects or contributes learning to the students or learners. Then how the students apply their experience in school and then community to help develop their learning ability. Then how the small community like families, friends, help to develop and motivate the students to learn. Then also knowing how the children, adolescent, and other adult learn based on Jean Piaget's stage of learning, which is in our sensory motor stage, and our pre-operational stage and concrete operational stage. Then, we know as individuals develop, there are different opportunities and constraints for learning. So, as individuals develop though, we see more opportunities to learn from our experience, from our past, but especially it has also a limitation. Then, learning is most effective when differential development within across our physical, just like dealing a physical activities, physical exercise, and socializing intellectual or socializing to our friends, families, and relatives, and also our emotional domain is taken into account. So pag ito daw yung tatlong to, binigyan ng atensyon or mas binigyan natin ng halaga, magiging mas effective daw yung learning na makukuha natin. Then, individual learn best when material is appropriate to their developmental level. The reason why some of our teacher giving us some activities, group works, group reporting, and some projects, because that is their way or their materials for us able to learn. So parang yun yung ginagawa maintindihan natin, or yun yung ginagawa nilang structural materials para yung learning natin is the best talaga. Yung may matututunan talaga tayo. Then, individual development varies across intellectual, social, emotional, and physical domain. Achievement in different instructional domains may also vary. Then, let's talk also all about our cognitive, emotional, and social development of individual learners and how they interpret life experience are affected by, first, our learning will be affected in our prior schooling, just like in our school experience. Diba? We learn some of our school experience and, for example, dealing some school activities, group reportings, diba? And we gain a stock knowledge. So especially pag nag-aral tayo, we learn from stock knowledge from our prior school. Then, we also learn moral values. So, these moral values, we learn it from reflecting to the behavior of our instructor or our teachers. So, natututo tayo doon sa kanila. Parang kung ano nakikita natin sa kanila, parang naa-adapt na rin natin. Especially yung pagiging magalang, yung greetings in every morning. So, ganun. Then, our learning also will be affected in our homes, especially from talking to our families or families' relationship, to our friends, relatives, then also for upbringing and demeanor and principles. So our learning also will be affected by our culture and community. So our learning will be affected from our community norms, folkways, beliefs. So yung sa beliefs talagang maapektuhan yung learning natin. Ba yung beliefs natin maapektuhan, tapos especially pag may different beliefs yung nasa isang room, parang may barrier na siya sa learning. Then, in our religion, social group. So yung social group, di ba, parang kung halimbawa yung isang tao parang napakamahiyain niya, so parang ganun niya, nakaka-apekto rin siya para yung learning ng isang bata is hindi gaano ganun ka ganda. So also for our rules and laws. So yung rules and laws, nakaka-apekto rin siya and the way of, especially pag sa isang community nyo na, di ba, bawal yung, for example, sa community nyo, bawal yung mga group, organization, ganun, dahil sobrang strict. Tapos nakaka-apekto rin siya sa opportunity ng bata na matuto. So, that's my report all about. So, let's proceed to the next report. I will be talking all about how children think and learn.
Good day everyone, I'm Keicy Francisco and I'm going to discuss about how the children think and learn, the sensory-motor stage, and the pre-operational stage. So, how children think and learn? So, we all know that the children learn in a different ways. Some children, they learn by seeing, hearing, reading, and yung ibang children naman, they learn by doing. And according to Jhon that at this stage, the children still learn through play, or yung tinatawag ni Jhon na free play. Kasi yung mga children, they need plenty of time to play because they are also self-directed. And through playing, it helps the children to think creatively and they are exploring their own idea sa paglalaro nila. Jhon Piaget's contribution to our understanding of the learning process are as the important as his contributions to our understanding of stages of development. So, si Jhon Piaget, isa siyang psychologist known for his work on child's development. Merong theory si Jhon Piaget which is yung cognitive development. So, sa theory na to is nakakatulong sa atin yung theory ni Jhon Piaget para malaman natin yung learning process and yung stage of development from child to adult. So, according kay Jhon Piaget, merong stages of learning. First is yung sensory motor stage. It lasting from birth to approximately 24 months, which is 2 years old. In this stage, the child learn about the world primarily through sensory experiences and movement. So in this stage, the babies start to develop their cognitive skills. They are also starting to think about their behaviors and nagsisimula na din sila na mag-react sa mga bagay-bagay like sa noises, movements, and emotions. For example, is si bata. When he or she hears something funny or something interesting, nag-i-start sila na mag-giggle and mag-smile kasi nagre-react na sila sa mga naririnig nila or sa mga movements. And child knows that an object still exists even when out of sight or yung tinatawag na object permanence. So yung object permanence, ito yung mga bata na 4 to 8 months old. It means knowing that an object still exists even if it's hidden. So for example, is naglalaro si baby and si nanay tapos tinago ni nanay yung laruan ni baby sa ilalim ng kumot or sa ilalim ng kama. Ang iisipin ng baby, wala na yung laruan para sa kanila yung laruan is completely gone na. It is because the baby they don't understand that the object still exists under the blanket or under the bed. It is also the meaning that the baby's lack of motivations and lose interest to search for it. And infants and toddler intelligence should not be underestimated. They understand such concepts as causality and reversibility through sensory motor intelligence. Kasi yung mga bata is nag-i-start na silang ma-curious sa mga bagay-bagay o kaya naman may mga bagay silang gustong malaman or matutunan o kaya naman kung ano yung meaning nun. So, as a parent, dapat kapag nagtanong sila, sagutin natin kasi dito din sila nag-i-start na magkaroon ng interest and magkaroon ng knowledge. So, the next stage is the pre-operational stage. From 2 to approximately 5 or 6 years of age, the child develops the important skills of using symbols but is not yet capable of mentally manipulating them in logical order. So, sa pre-operational stage, yung mga bata dito is toddler na. In this stage, the children are now able to think about things symbolically. their language are become more mature and na-develop na yung memory and imagination ng bata. So, according kay Piaget, meron daw na symbolic functions yung mga bata. The symbol system children's develop include using pictures and spoken words to present object and idea, using letters to present sounds, and then moving a step further and using the written words to present meaning. So, ito yung tinatawag ni Jhon Piaget na symbolic functions. It increase in playing and pretending. Na, for example, di ba may mga kapatid tayo na mahilig maglaro and na magpretend na sila yung character na yon. For example, is sila yung nagdodoktor-doktoran, nurse, or police, nanay, or tatay. It means na yung mga bata is marunong na silang gayahin tsaka mag-pretend kasi lumalawak na yung imagination nila.
Good day everyone, I am Jocelyn Golez, the next reporter of characteristics of pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and characteristics of concrete operational stage. Characteristic of pre-operational stage. The first one is egocentrism. According kay Piaget, is yung egocentrism, ito yung nag-assume na yung bata na yung nakikita or naririnig ng ibang tao ay same lang din sa kanila. For example, kapag ang isang bata is nakita niya yung mother niya na umiiyak, kino-comfort niya ito by using or giving his favorite stuffed toys. The next one is centration. Is ito lang yung nag-focus yung bata sa one aspect and nahihirapan din sila mag-isip ng about more than one aspect of any situation at the same time. Example, child insists that tigers and lions are not cats. The next one is irreversibility. Ito yung hindi nila kayang baliktarin yung direction of a sequence of events to their starting point. Example po is kapag yung isang child ay binigyan ng food tapos may nilagay doon na ayaw nila, pero yung tinanggal mo na is ayaw pa rin nila kasi pakiramdam nila nandun pa rin yung bagay na ayaw nila. Aminism. Yung child is naniniwala sila na yung mga inanimate objects o mga walang buhay na bagay katulad ng stuffed toys and teddy bears is may feelings din and intentions. Example, while the child is playing, they think their stuffed toys is like human. The last one is transductive reasoning, is when a child fails to understand the true relationships between cause and effect. The next one is concrete operational stage. The concrete operational stage is the third in Piaget's theory of cognitive development. This stage lasts around 7 to 11 years of age. In this development naman, is dito nagiging more logical and sophisticated. Ito yung stage development na yung children is mental operations, which is when you manipulate the world in your mind to solve problems. For example, a child may unconsciously follow the rule. If nothing is added or taken away, then the amount of something stays the same. This simple principle helps children to understand certain arithmetic tasks, such as in adding or subtracting zero from a number as well as to do. Characteristics. The first one is decentering. It means that yung child is hindi na lang siya nagpo-focus sa isang aspect, kundi is may ability na ang child to perceive different features of objects and situation. For example, is about sa lollipop na pagkain. Kung nung una nag-focus lang yung child about sa color nito, ay ngayon kinukuha niya na ito dahil sa flavor, color, and size of lollipops before choosing the biggest, reddest cherry flavored lollipop available. Next one is reversibility. Ito naman is may ability na yung child ma-recognize yung numbers or objects can be changed and returned or reversed to their original condition. An example of reversibility is that a child might be able to recognize that his or her dog is a Labrador, that a Labrador is a dog, and that dog is an animal. The next one is conservation. It means that yung child is my ability or understanding something can stay quantity kahit na magbago o man yung itsura nito. Example, that ball of Play-Doh is the same amount whether you squash it flat or roll into a ball. The next one is citation. It means na yung child is may ability na isort yung mga object or situations according to any characteristics katulad ng size, color, shape, or type.
Good day everyone, I'm Reyllie Ballera and I'm about to report how adolescents learn. During adolescence, young people experience many changes as they transition from childhood into young adulthood. These changes include physical, behavioral, cognitive, and emotional, social development. Adolescents undergo three primary developmental stages of adolescence. And these are early adolescence, middle adolescence, and late adolescence. Adolescence represents a very special time in chronology of a young person's developmental history. So para sa akin po, kaya po siya yung nagrepresents a very special time in chronology of a young person's developmental history. Kasi dito po sa stages na ito, nagsimula lumawak yung pangunawa ng bata sa mga bagay-bagay or yun sa mga problem na nai-encounter niya as they pass by. Na nagiging rason bakit nagde-develop yung cognitive learning niya. They not only grow as physical persons but also develop as psychological and cognitive persons. Gaya nga po ng sinabi ko kanina, sa stages na to nagsisimula lumawak yung cognitive nila kasi parami na rin po ng parami yung na-experience nila na nakakapagbigay ng learning sa kanila. Adolescents begin to at approximately 11 or 12 years old. Adolescents can imagine all of the possibilities in any situations or problem and are capable of analyzing them to determine which are the best approaches. So dahil nga po lumalawak na yung cognitive nila or nagde-develop na yung cognitive nila, kaya na po nilang ma-imagine yung mga possibilities ng kahit anong sitwasyon, problema na makakapag-analyze sa kanila kung ano yung best approaches doon. Young adolescents can think intuitively, concretely, or formally. The older they are, the more likely they are to think formally. Gaya nga po ng sinabi ko kanina na the more na marami silang na-experience or na napagdadaan ng problema, mas marami pong pumapasok sa kanila na learning para ma-develop yung cognitive nila. Thinking will vary from person because like all other behavioral expressions, it is function not only of innate intelligence but also of experience, social class, ethnic background, and previous learning. Changes in the adolescent's abilities to think in more abstract way is not just a function of experience, but is also a function of corresponding changes in brain growth and structure. To develop competence in the inquiry, student must have a deep foundation of factual knowledge, understand facts and ideas in the context of a conceptual framework, and organize knowledge in ways that facilitate retrieval and applications.
Everyone, I am Rosemarie and I'm going to discuss about how adults learn. So first, we are going to point out who is the adults. Adults is a person who is fully grown or developed. Usually, adults started at the age of 18. So, yung adults sila na yung may kakayahan na mag-isip and mag-decide na para sa sarili nila. So, first is adults are autonomous and self-directed. So, when we say autonomous, it is having a right of power to self-government. So, may yung adults sila na yung nagde-decide para sa sarili nila. They don't need other people or they don't need approval of any other people para makapag-decide or gawin yung isang bagay na gusto nila. And self-directed. So, sila na yung namamahala ng desisyon nila sa buhay. Depende na lang kung gusto nilang gusto nila ng recommendation or approval ng parents nila. Pero sila, pag adults ka na, may kakayahan ka ng mag-decide and pumili ng gusto mong gawin sa buhay mo. So, the next one is the adults have accumulated a foundation of life experience and knowledge that may include work-related, family responsibilities, and previous education. Usually, yung adults may kakayahan na silang responsibilities nila about sa family nila. Kasi, parang nag-grow na, nagde-develop na yung pagiging adult, sila na yung mga atit, kuya natin na kung saan, sa bahay, for example, sa bahay, may responsibility sila na gumawa ng gawaing bahay, tulungan yung mama't papa nila, or ano man yung responsibilities nila sa loob ng pamamahay. Then the next one, adults are goal-oriented. So usually yung pag-adult ka na, goal-oriented ka na, may gusto ka nang ma-achieve sa buhay, may gusto ka nang gawin sa buhay, kaya usually yung adult nagsiset na sila ng goal nila sa sarili nila na at the age of ganito, ito yung ma-achieve nila. So hindi ko masasabing fully developed, pero parang nag-grown sila as a better thinker for their self, not only for their self but also to other people around them. Then the next one, adults are relevancy oriented. Adults are practical, focusing on the aspect of a lesson most useful to them in their work. So, usually pag adults ka na, masyado ka ng practical, nakafocus lagi sa lesson na matutunan mo, or yung nakakabuti para sa trabaho mo, nakakabuti para sa pag-aaral mo. Wala nang laro-laro sa pag-adult ka na, wala nang laro-laro. Gusto mo na lang parang, alam mo yun, parang iisip ka na para sa future mo, para sa kinabukasan mo, or yung mas nakakabuti para sa iyo. And the last one, as the all learners, adult need to be shown respect. Of course, kasi sila yung mga atit kuya, kailangan nila ng respect, which is pag tinawag mo sila, opo ate, opo kuya, sige po. Hindi, parang pag adult ka na, nire-respect ka na ng mga mas nakakabata sa'yo, or yung mga nakakabatang kapatid mo. So, ganun yung ganun na yung pag naging adults ka na. So, there are 6 sources of motivation for adult learning. The first one is social relationship. From the word social relationship, it is interaction between you and other people. So, usually, nakapaloob sa social relationship is to make a new friends. Hindi lang sa school, sa trabaho, or sa business, or sa community, or etc. So, bakit isa siya sa naging sources of motivation for adult learning? Kasi sa friendship, marami kang matutunan. Yung friends mo, may natutunan sa'yo about your life, experiences, tapos ikaw, may natutunan ka rin sa pagkakaroon ng friendship, which is matutunan mo yung buhay nila, parang nagigain ka ng knowledge through their story. Of course, pag friends kayo parang exchanging stories about your life. So sa through exchanging stories of your life, may learning ka na makukuha doon, which is lesson about life, love life, or being into a better person. So, isa din sila, yung friends din, isa sa naging source of motivation. Hindi lang sa adult, but pati na rin sa mga kabataan, di ba? May naging motivation sila kasi yung friends lagi nagsasabi, "Uy, kaya mo 'yan. Uy, alam ko hindi ka madaling sumuko." So parang sila yung nagmo-motivate sa atin. Tapos through motivation, parang yung learning natin bilang adult, may makukuha tayo. So, the next one is the external expectation. So, ano yung external expectation? To comply with instruction from someone else or to fulfill the expectation or recommendation of someone with formal authority. So, external expectation. So, expectation ng ibang tao para sa'yo. So, maybe it's either your family, friends, or relatives, or sino pa man yan. So, bakit siya naging sources of motivation for adult learning? It is because parang namomotivate ka na mas galingan yung isang bagay o mas gawing maigi yung isang bagay kasi kailangan mong ma-fulfill yung expectation ng ibang tao sa atin. Yung expectation ng ibang tao para sa'yo. So, parang motivation siya. Usually, sa external expectation, minsan, hindi lahat nagtuturn into motivation. Minsan, naging disappointment or nagiging nadadown yung isang bata. Kasi, parang parang iniisip ng isang bata na hindi niya kaya yung mga expectation niya at hindi niya kaya ma-disappoint yung family niya or friends niya or yung mga tao na expect sa kanya. So, dito, external expectation, isa siya sa sources of motivation for adult learning. So, syempre, pag adult ka na, maintindihan mo yung kung bakit may mga external expectations. So, parang you are old enough to understand friends or relatives or sino pa man yan. So, bakit siya naging sources of motivation for adult learning? It is because parang namomotivate ka na mas galingan yung isang bagay o mas gawing maigi yung isang bagay kasi kailangan mong ma-fulfill yung expectation ng ibang tao sa atin. Yung expectation ng ibang tao para sa'yo. So, parang motivation siya. Usually, sa external expectation, minsan, hindi lahat nagtuturn into motivation. Minsan, naging disappointment or nagiging nadadown yung isang bata. Kasi, parang parang iniisip ng isang bata na hindi niya kaya yung mga expectation niya at hindi niya kaya ma-disappoint yung family niya or friends niya or yung mga tao na expect sa kanya. So, dito, external expectation, isa siya sa sources of motivation for adult learning. So, syempre, pag adult ka na, maintindihan mo yung kung bakit may mga external expectations. So, parang you are old enough to understand, not to down or not to doubt about their expectation to you. So, the third one is the social welfare. So, ano yung nakapaloob dito sa social welfare? To improve ability to serve mankind, prepare for service to the community, and improve ability to participate in community work. So, dito sa social welfare, parang kung bakit siya naging source of motivation for adult learning kasi may improve mo yung ability mo to serve for other people. Parang nagkakaroon ka ng learning kasi nagli-learn ka na yung may mga isa sa dahilan kung bakit ka nabuhay dito sa mundo is not just for your own life, not just only for your family, but also to serve other people. Parang nag-i-increase or na-expand yung knowledge mo na being individual, kailangan mo mag-serve sa ibang tao, to prepare service to the community, usually dito sa community. So, parang na-expand yung knowledge mo kasi na-engage ka na sa community, which is more people na ma-interact mo or makikilala mo. So, the fourth one is the personal advantage or advancement. To achieve higher status in a job, secure professional advancement, and stay. So, bakit siya naging sources of motivation for adult learning? Kasi, parang gusto mong, for example, gusto mong ma-achieve na maging professional, magkaroon ng own business, magkaroon ng sariling magarang sasakyan. So, parang motivation siya for you sa mga adult na ma-learn yung isang bagay na gawin ng mas maigi yung mga ginagawa nila para ma-achieve nila yung isang bagay, which is yung personal advancement mo. For example, magaling ka sa art. So, usually, ginagamit mo siyang way para mas galingan or mas igiyan yung isang trabaho mo kasi alam mo na magaling ka doon. So, and then, may mga gusto kang ma-achieve sa buhay. So, kung gusto mong maging professional artist, so, kailangan mong mas idoble yung mga effort na gagawin mo to fulfill your goals in life. So, the fifth one is the escape or stimulation. To relieve boredom, provide a break in the routine of home at work. So, escape. For example, is gusto mong mag-vacation. So, kasi gusto mong mag-break sa trabaho mo. So, from that vacation or break na gagawin mo, may sources of motivation ka kasi may ibang bagay ka nakikita, and then magigain ka ng learning, which is not only your life is circulating with work, financial, or after ng financial, bills, yun, and then na may sa ibang side may makikita kang may iba kang makikita na your life is not just only circulating in that way, but also ma-engage pa sa isang bagay. So, escape or stimulation. Then, the last one is the cognitive interest. So, bakit siya isa naging sources of motivation for adult learning is to learn for the sake of learning, seek knowledge for its own sake. So, cognitive interest. Nagkakaroon ka na isang interest sa bagay, may marami kang question. So, what would you do? Kailangan mo mag-research, experiment para masagutan yung tanong dun sa iniisip mo. So, ito siya sa naging motivation sa adult na nagkakaroon ng learning. So, from research, marami kang natutunan, marami kang natutuklasan, kaya nag-expand ang knowledge yung isang adult. So, from experiment, maybe mag-fail or mag-successful, so may learning pa rin yung adult. Kaya, they are sources of motivation for adult learning.
Good day everyone, I'm Crizza, Maica, Rodrigo, and I'm going to discuss about understanding the developmental dimensions of learning. So, teaching and learning occurs in complex ecosystems, dynamic environments where teachers, students, materials and supplies, texts, technologies, concepts, social structures, and architectures are interdependently related and interactive. So, dito po, sinasabi po dito na yung teaching and at the same time yung learning is may iba't ibang paraan or way on how the teacher teach the students. Just like for example po sa complex ecosystem. Mostly po yung pinag-aaralan po dito is more on nature, habitat, environment, and syempre commonly dito yung mga students ginagawa yung mga activities nila outside the school. But ngayon po, by having of dimension of learning, pwede na pong gumamit ng iba't ibang strategies yung mga teachers kung paano po nila matuturuan yung mga students nila nang nasa loob na lang ng classroom by using technologies. So next po, dito po sinasabi po na yung 5 dimensions, which is confidence and independence, skills and strategies, knowledge and understanding, prior and emerging experience, and last one is the critical reflection. Is connected po talaga sila sa isa't isa kasi just like for example po, if the student have a confidence and independence to do something new, commonly madali na lang para sa student na ma-develop yung skills and strategies niya kasi she or he has a confidence and independence to stand by her or his own. And in short, kapag meron ka ng skills and strategies, there's a possibility na magkaroon ka na ng knowledge and understanding about sa specific task na yon. Kasi you already have an experience. That's why connected po talaga sila sa isa't isa. So there's a 5 dimension of student development, and number 1 is confidence and independence. So as a student po, sobrang hirap po talaga na ma-build or ma-develop yung confidence and independence ng isang estudyante. But there's a way on how some teachers develop the confidence and independence of the students, and it is just by giving them an actual activities, which is reportings, groupings, and so on. Kasi na-expose po or nade-develop yung skills ng estudyante, and it gives them confident and independent as well by doing that thing. So next is skills and strategies. So skills and strategies represents the know-how, which is ito yung learning na hindi lang siya nakukuha by discussing or lecturing, but it came also through experience. Just like, for example, the students are doing actual performances about their topic. So dito, it helps the student to develop their skills and strategies because of the actual activities or actual performances.
So hi guys, I am Karlyn Joy Ortinez, and I will just continue what Crizza is discussing. So the number 3 and 5 dimension is the knowledge and understanding. It refers to the content knowledge gained in particular subject areas. Ito yung most familiar na dimension na nakafocus sa know what aspect of learning. And number 4 is use of prior and emerging experiences. Dito, ang paggamit ng nauna at umuusbong na karanasan ay nasasangkot ng mga kakayahan ng mga nag-aaral na gumuhit sa kanilang sariling karanasan at ikonekta ito sa kanilang gawain. And number 5 is the reflection. Dito, tumutukoy sa pagbuo ng kamalayan sa sariling senso ng pag-aaral ay proseso ng mag-aaral, pati na rin ang mas maraming mga pamamaraang mapag-aralan sa paksang pinag-aaralan.